Hello everyone, welcome to Waterdeep Resurfaced. I am your DM, the Dragon Queen Tiamat, the rightful ruler of Avernus, here today to DM a game for you. So, let's try not to annoy me today, shall we? If we have anybody who would like to do announcements. Victoria.
Hi, I'm a baby dragon, and I'm here to do some announcements for my lovely parent, Tiamat. The first of which, it would be really helpful if I'd gotten the script up beforehand. Thanks to our sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games. Little Dragon Corp is a Canadian dice company that supplies all kinds of cool tabletop gear. You can check out their Twitter at LittleDragonCo1 to stay updated on all their awesome products, and don't forget to use the coupon code BONUS for 15% off of your order when you head over to littledragoncorp.com. Cardboard Castle Games is a lovely game store local to Evans, Georgia. Please give them your patronage if you're there. And tell them Proficiency Bonus sent you, and they'll give you 10% off. But do not fret if you are not in Evans, Georgia. You can still check them out online. Also, don't forget to check out our other games. The schedule is posted below the Twitch video feed. We basically stream like almost every day here at Proficiency Bonus. We have games for several of the major published 5e modules, as well as some homebrew games, and some of our games feature systems other than 5e entirely, such as Alien or Power Rangers, so hopefully we've got something up your alley. Also, we are always recruiting players, GMs, and other friends for our channel. Please check out our Twitter, @ProfBonus, for updates on recruiting, or join our community Discord. We welcome all experience levels, from veteran gamers to total newbies, and we encourage people of color, as well as gamers who are a part of the LGBTQIAP2S+ community to join us as well. Also, thank you to Adrian Von Ziegler for some of the background music that we use here on Wednesdays. He's a very talented composer with great content usage rules. Check out his YouTube and Patreon and support him if you can. And additionally, thank you to Suncraft. It's a bot that we've got playing right now. And it's cool because it does background music by like genre and vibes in Discord for your tabletop gamers. So it's really, really useful, and it's all stream friendly. So thanks to them too. Check out Suncraft. Kristy, MysticHour.
Yes? Wait, is this my week?
No.
No, this is not my week. Never mind.
I mean, any week can be your week, but...
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm playing Mass Effect with mods, and it's really fun.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay, does anyone have any other announcements?
Okay. If we don't have any other announcements, let's get into a recap.
Look at me, I'm running into this recap. Alright, everybody. The Castellanters are arrested. Yay, everybody clink their glasses. But the work is not done, because we have a contract formed by Asmodeus that we're trying to break for the savior of two sweet children's souls. So the party breaks off and tries to figure out what they can do about it. Sir goes to Raynar's house where he can speak with his ex-fiancé and his brother, asking them to testify against the Castellanters in court so as to hopefully continue this narrative that the party is trying to build up for the actual court case in hell, that basically states the Castellanters took a big L, and so their contract should be voided because the contract specifically stated that everything in life should pretty much go really well for them.
Oh my
You've
god,
got a lot of
fan,
background noise,
fan.
Kristy.
Me?
You're fan.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
fan.
Sorry,
Like
guys.
being in a winter.
I don't know
That's
what is
okay.
happening. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. Other members of the party decided to go speak with the one fiend that we know in all of Waterdeep, a helpful detective, to see what he sort of had for an opinion of how do we dispute this contract. And essentially, he was like, well, you need to go to hell. And by the way, if Asmodeus wrote this contract, there's no loophole. So If you really think that there's a loophole, it means that someone else wrote the contract for Asmodeus, in which case you have the tiniest little chance, but you need to go to hell, and you should probably have someone represent you. And it's not going to be me, because I'm not a lawyer. So we're like, alright, well, we need to find some way to get to hell. What if we have the... And he was like, I'm sorry, the what? And he was like, if we have the... He's like, you gotta speak up. What if we had the Vessel of Mephistopheles? Sir, wonderful, great. A ticket to hell, literally. Great. Well, you still need someone that's going to be able to actually help defend you in court. I may know a guy, or at least a guy who can get you to people who know what they're doing. Here's the Sending Stone. We use the Sending Stone. We talk to a man named, Melandricus. Right? That's his full name, Melandricus Vikander. A wizard of quite great renown who knows a lot about things. And we were basically like, hey, we need some help. Teleports right into Waterdeep, says, you better have something for me. We tell him the situation. Frey apparently pulls a couple of political strings, and so we may have someone who knows what the hell they're doing. But that's where we left off, trying to figure out what the next step is.
So we left off with this individual who has come to your home and has been convinced to assist you with some sort of offering on Frey's part. He's here. You guys are here in your home. You have the children here with you. What you do from this point on is kind of up to you guys. So the day is yours to do with what you will.
All right. We have a few days before the children are forfeit.
Yes. Let me look at our calendar here.
While you do that, our options are we have 48 hours.
This is fine.
Right? Yeah, pretty sure it's 2 days.
So I don't know how quickly probably knowing how Waterdeep works, the actual Castellanter court date here in the city is not going to happen in the next 2 days. Or at least we shouldn't bet on that by any means.
I don't think
There's
the Waterdeep
bureaucracy.
government is that much different than like the U.S. government.
No, honestly, they could sit in jail for years and then get a court date.
Yeah.
So the way that I see it is, well, Sir doesn't know, but you guys were told we could go to Candlekeep and try and get more information there, or...
So you were told that there is an expert who works out of Candlekeep, who is the region's foremost expert in the Nine Hells. Her name is Silvira Salvakis, and that she could potentially assist and would be the first person to talk to if you guys needed a tuning fork for plane shift to get to the Hells. But you guys were worried because traveling either on horse or on foot to Candlekeep from Waterdeep would take about 10 days to get there, which is not within your schedule.
So we needed teleportation.
You also were told that there was a man by the name of Melandricus Vikander, who is a very accomplished wizard who has occasionally worked with Vincent, who could potentially get you to the Hells without needing to go to Silvira, but there was the risk of it not being exactly where you guys needed to go, which would be, if we're talking mechanically, through a series of rolls. But he could theoretically teleport you guys places as well. So he is both a shortcut potentially to Candlekeep, but also a shortcut potentially to the Hells without needing to talk to Silvira about it at all.
How much does Mel know about Hell?
You guys haven't really asked him much.
Okay.
You kind of had gotten to a point where he was like, I'm here to help, but what's in it for me? And
Right.
you had gotten to that point with Frey, and now he had exited the room to speak with all of you in one place, and that's kind of where we ended.
Not a single person is looking at me, so what are we doing?
I'm looking at you.
Oh, your camera was frozen for me. Hold on, I'll click you.
Frozen for me. Okay. I mean, we don't know what he knows about hell. Let's ask him what he knows about hell.
So he exits the room that Frey had taken him into, and he simply says, what do you need from me?
We need to go to hell.
So I've heard.
Because we need to go to court.
I already told him that.
Right,
Can we-
but like, we don't have the means to get there.
You need to go to court in hell.
Yeah, we need to
To
We need
dispute
to-
a contract, you gotta go to court.
dispute a contract. So we also would love, like, a hell lawyer. I mean, that'd be, like, ideal. We have 48 hours here to get the contract disputed there. We don't know much about hell, and we think that we have an argument for the contract, but we aren't lawyers. So if that case could be bulked up, that'd be great.
You're going to be hard-pressed to find anybody on the material plane that can act as a lawyer for you in the hells on such short notice.
Yeah.
And if you were to find somebody in the hells to act as a lawyer for you, you would be signing a contract again, which could potentially, depending on how well you read over said contract and make sure that all of the addendums and stipulations within the contract are within your means, could also potentially cause issues for you in the future, especially if there's any fine print that you're not careful to read.
What is this? What is the approximate success rate of people representing themselves in hell?
That's not a percentage that there has been any actual scientific study on. I would imagine it would depend on your legal experience and whether or not you're able to argue your point effectively.
What the hell did we get into?
Hell.
The thing that needs to be kept in mind is that when a contract is signed or created by a devil from hell, the intended purpose of said contract is to get the soul of the individual who signed the contract, or a soul in general, through whatever means necessary with as little cost to the devil as possible.
Okay.
To them, souls are currency. They do not hold the spiritual meaning that they do to many here on the material plane. So, you need to go into this with the understanding that emotions cannot play a part.
Noah just sits back. Noah just sits back. I don't.
You need to go into this with the understanding that the devils in question are going to be looking at the souls in question here as if you are handing them a pile of coin, not as if it is attached to a person. And going and pleading an emotional case will do you no good.
I
Okay.
believe most, if not all, of the things that I figured out about this contract are strictly business and non-emotional.
That's within your favor then. But I do caution you, if we have any bleeding hearts in the room, to not let your emotions get out of the way or out of control, and to keep it an entirely business transaction.
You know how,
however
like,
you may feel about it.
you know how, like, when you're, like, sitting in a classroom and a teacher, it's, like, talks about something that pertains particularly to you and everybody turns? That's Nova.
Yeah, we all.
I know that in this case it might feel as if you are acting against...
the best chance possible. I don't
Then you need to do what you need to do.
Then I'll stay quiet. I can't get involved in this. I can't.
The strategy that we have is we are attempting to prove... I'm going to try and practice talking about this like it's business and not about people. That the client need not pay their legal dues due to the fact that what was promised in exchange for that payment was never rendered. And so the entire business arrangement should just be moot. They didn't get what they were offered, so they don't have to give what they were asked for. That's the strategy that we're attempting to prove.
And hopefully a reimbursement of lost goods, as it was not stated exactly what would happen if the contract was void.
Essentially a tear it up and pretend it never happened.
You are also very likely not going to be brought before the main court. This is not a particularly pressing matter. So this is not going to be something that, for example, Asmodeus officially and personally sees over.
Okay.
Consider this the equivalent of going to civil court here on the material plane. This is a civil matter.
That goes
So
in our
civil
favor, though, right? Because Asmodeus didn't actually sign this contract.
Correct.
Okay.
May
So
I
you're
see
saying
the contract?
What was that?
May I see the contract?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
He'll
think
take it.
Mico has it, yeah.
He'll
Yep.
take it if you give it to him.
Yeah, pulls out his big book, pulls the contract out of the pages, and hands it over.
As grave as this may feel to you because it is involving the lives of 2 children, this is small potatoes for a court like this. This is the equivalent of somebody going into a court here on the material plane because someone owes them $2,000. This is not going to be something that is given monumental attention, which could be in your favor because it's not going to be overseen by a very large court with a very large with a jury or any sort of counsel that you would be sitting in front of. But it also could be against you because it might be an in and out sort of situation. You could potentially have mere minutes to present your evidence, and then you would be given a chance for whatever judge or however the infernal courts operate to look over the evidence that you present, and then you would be given a chance to ask for whatever recompense, and you would be given a yes or no. It's very unlikely this is going to be a huge affair.
So you're saying that this is actually quite likely that they will just appoint, like, a judge, and they'll just decide in our favor or not.
Indeed.
Which means only really needing to convince one individual.
Which could be in your favor, because it's only convincing one individual, unless that individual is a hard person to convince.
Sort of related question to that. If, let's say, like hypothetically, somebody's soul was already taken because of this contract, and now they are like a guy covered in chains and tied up in an attic somewhere, and definitely not a child anymore. Can they give the soul back and make that person not a horrible chained up thing anymore and make them a person again with a soul in their body?
So that person is on the material plane currently?
I mean, like, in the last...
body is.
In the last, like, 2 days, not 100% sure, but they were.
If that person is on the material plane, that is their body. They've been transformed.
Yikes.
It sounds like, based on this contract and based on what you're telling me, because a lot of times the way these contracts will work is the stipulation will be you're selling your soul, and your soul is destined to an eternity of hard labor, or your soul is destined to fight in the blood war, something of that nature. If this particular person is here on the material plane, they have, for all intents and purposes, have been transformed. It's very possible their soul is already gone. You would have to talk with them.
So that couldn't be like, you know, like, sure, the contract would be null and void because the terms weren't met, but in terms of, like, the damages paid for the lack of success based on the contract, returning a soul to a body and changing that body back to what it was is too big of an ask? Or is that, like...
I wouldn't necessarily say it's too big of an ask. It just depends on what is actually going on with that body and that soul. If that soul's already gone, it's not even going to be a possible ask. If the soul is there and it's fine, and it's just a matter of transforming that person back to their original form, it's entirely possible. But what you might be looking at in that case is monetary damages. So whatever the court deems the price of that soul in gold.
If that is the case, because these two children are set to be taken in 2 days. And does that mean, should we try and find a way to notify that we wish to dispute the contract? Yes. How do we do that?
There are a couple of ways. You could perform a ritual. You could quite literally simply send a message to the aggregate court that you would be dealing with. There are messages that can be sent across planes, which I can assist you with if you know exactly with whom you would be speaking. But there are a lot of ways that infernal courts work exactly like courts here. It's just the subject matter of which infernal courts work with that is deeply different, as obviously as we have been discussing.
All right.
If there is a petition essentially to dispute a contract, that contract can essentially be paused. And they would give you a certain amount of time, potentially. So, like, let's say we intend to dispute this contract. They would say, okay, you have a week to get here and do so. Or they would set a court date for you, essentially.
Okay,
Then you would go and you would argue said contract. And if you are not successful, that contract would then, at that moment, in court, be in effect, and those children would be gone. If you are successful, the contract would be null and void.
Then I think that the first logical step is that we need to notify our desire to dispute this contract as soon as possible.
Do you have contact with anybody in the Hells that could pass that message along for you?
Sir thinks for like a moment.
Because that seems like a pretty big ask for no offense. He gestures.
Did my father ever contact... Okay.
Many times.
Did he talk to Did he contact Mephistopheles directly, or did he contact a lesser devil in Mephistopheles' court?
Both.
Okay.
The latter being the more frequent. He's probably only contacted Mephistopheles a few times, and it was probably more towards the end when you were selected to be Mephistopheles' vessel, because he was tasked with getting you to the point in which you were going to be there. So it was probably more frequently towards the end, but it was definitely something that he did.
All right. Sir will openly say, without maybe saying... How would Sir say it? I think Sir would say, my family, I do remember my family on several occasions did conduct rituals to be able to contact members of Hell. And I do remember it. I'm just not necessarily as arcanely... Honestly, I think it was more clerical.
Generally,
That ability is not something that I have anymore.
Yeah, generally it is more clerical. Obviously, they're not gods, but it is basically the opposite end of the spectrum.
But I think I might know a name. Maybe. Do I know if I can think of someone?
I would say not a name, because
Not a-
devils are very, very careful to not.
Well,
say
not a
name.
true name. But I don't know.
A stage name.
Yeah.
A phone number. Basically, do I know a ritualistic phone number that
Do I have him
that
on
we can
speed
dial
dial
in?
at all? Like,
Ritual. Yes, I would say that you would know a name. Not somebody's true name, but basically a you may call me sort of name. That name, and I'll send it in chat here, is Kinzos.
My
K-I-N-Z-O-S.
my father, and to a lesser extent me, but definitely my father had connections to a devil that went by the name of Kinzos. And we have contacted them on the material plane.
You would also know that generally these rituals to contact these devils in the material
Don't require a sacrifice.
involve some sort of blood sacrifice.
Like of
And it
people?
Doesn't necessarily mean that the individual needs to die, but blood needed to be involved.
It was a blood ritual. Not a kill people ritual. But like they love blood.
It was generally seen as a great honor to be able to use your own blood to do so.
I mean, I've got a lot of it.
Me too.
Mine tastes really good.
Essentially, okay, here's what I'm saying. I know none of this sounds good, but we knew that going into it. So let's try and get in the mindset that Mel is saying of just thinking of this as business. I have the contact. I just don't have the magical oomph. But I think if I try, I could probably recall the ritual. Or Nova could possibly remember it better than me.
Generally, it is some sort of clerical, I don't want to say divine, it's definitely not divine magic is needed, but it could potentially be powered by some sort of arcane magic as well.
Nova?
I'm looking at my spells and I'm pouting about it.
Yeah, just cast sending at him.
Would that work?
I mean, if you had seen, you've seen him through my memories, so you
fuck, I
probably
know
could.
him.
You do know him. You do. You've
I
seen
could
him.
send
You've
him
met
a
him.
message.
You can
That's
send
so
him.
much
He always showed up as a person. He looked like a person. He never showed up. He definitely shapeshifted somehow. He never showed up as you would typically expect, like a devil to look like. No matter what hierarchy they were, he usually showed up as a person, and he was a very unassuming individual. He had very just like tan skin, short cropped brown hair. He had really angular features, and he dressed really plainly.
God, he's Republican.
I could send him a message.
Do we need to be like, hey, can you come here? Or can we just be like, hey, can you go to court for us and tell them we need?
I could ask
You
him
can-
from here.
You can tell him. You can. I mean, if he normally when we called him, it was a ritual to call him. I don't know how able he is to come just of his own accord.
And it's also like, if we're like, hey, we need you to go to court for us, he's probably just gonna be like, okay, give me your souls.
No, I just want him to come here and talk. I don't need him to go to
I
court
mean,
for us.
hopefully on my behalf, there is already an agreement with him in place.
So
I'll
we
be
need to
then-
get him here then, and none of us know how to do that.
Yeah, do you remember what
You-
type of ritual? Like, I know you said blood, but
I mean,
it might be too high level.
It is.
I think it's too... Can I just send him a message?
Well, I mean, I don't think that my father... I don't know. I don't know if my father was like a level 15 cleric, but it could be that the ritual takes up... and the blood takes up most of the power, and it just needs someone to sort of be the conduit of that.
I was about to say, I do believe I remember there being a specific home rule that Chel likes to employ with certain types of magic that is probably
I've already
too
done
powerful.
It once. I've already done it
I could summon demons.
You can attempt to use big magic if you'd like to try to do this.
I mean, if I focus on what he looks like, it might help. If I know what I'm asking for.
Yeah. Do we want to do that not in our house?
I mean, how many times has this house been... You know what? We should just do it in this house so if it gets more damage, like, we're not, like...
So that we can ask the Grey Hand for more money in damages.
Yeah.
God.
I think it's the safest here, maybe? I mean, would it work in a portable hall?
I don't know.
I don't
and
know
I'm
either.
not
I don't want to
sure.
try.
No, we can... I mean, we can
Somebody
do it.
arrives, he's stoned?
The way that I would kind of do this, if we want to think about it mechanically, translating kind of how a lot of people will do sort of like resurrection spells, where they will... I will have each of you say what it is that you're going to be offering for this ritual. So, Nova, if that's a particular spell that you might think help power this. If there are any components that you guys think would help power this. So, if you want to like take a moment to look at different like clerical spells and look at typical components for higher level spells, or the components for spells like Planar Ally, if that's something that you want to think about there. If there is a particular deity that you want to invoke, if you want to ask Mel for assistance, specifically asking him to do a particular kind of spell or magic, and then all of those things would involve a roll, and those rolls would be averaged out, and whatever that average is, and those rolls will be determined by what is happening. So it could be a spellcasting ability check, it could be any type of skill check. Depending on what you guys choose to offer, each of you is going to make a roll, and then those rolls would be averaged out, and then the average of those rolls would determine how successful this ritual would be.
So is it the kind of thing that like the party can contribute like a skill challenge kind of thing,
Yes.
or is it just okay? It works for the demons.
Mel could probably double check to make sure things that like runes that we're drawing and stuff are right. He seems pretty smart. We have my memories and Nova's copy of my memories to make sure that we're doing the ritual correctly.
Right.
Mel could even contribute his own knowledge to the hells if there are any particular runes that he knows to be powerful in amplifying spells, things like that. But if you guys can think of things that each of you can do, or people that you can ask for help, if there are other individuals that you want to bring in to assist and power the spell, essentially. It's a ritual, but it is a magical spell, essentially. It's just not a spell that there is like written rules for, because this is essentially something that you guys would be creating.
Quick question, do we need to do this like right now?
No.
Everyone?
Not
Can we do it in the morning?
I think that we could take the day to look into this, see if there's things that we need to buy, and do it tomorrow. Or maybe
we haven't long rested since the party.
yeah, and we can also see if there's maybe a specific like time of day. I'm assuming maybe that doing this maybe at a certain time of day could also make this more powerful. Like maybe doing it at
In your memories,
night.
things were usually done at dusk.
There we go.
The point in time in which the sun, there's like that, like that like flash of
Do we
light,
have
essentially,
time
that
to
is
take
like
a
referenced a
look?
lot.
So,
Exactly.
if it's most powerful at dusk, okay? This is where it gets a little. We would have to long rest and go to tomorrow, and then if we waited until dusk tomorrow, that means that we are on the cusp of it becoming their birthday.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What
It's
time
on
of
the
day
cusp.
is it like right now?
It is the 8th currently.
No, what time of day? Sorry.
Oh, if we long
Um,
rested now.
I'm pretty sure we are like early afternoon at this point because you guys had kind of woken up.
Yeah.
Or like gotten back and did all of
Yeah.
your stuff. You did everything with the Castellanters. So actually, because it was you got back from the party, Castellanters came with you. You did all the stuff. So it's actually probably very, very early morning. Now that I think about it, with the way that the timeline went.
We could squeeze and do this at dusk tonight, but that means that people that need spell slots need to like rest now, and other people need to go out and buy materials and stuff.
I do not think I need spell slots. I've only used like one.
The most helpful thing that I could do, I would need to actually like take a little while to be able to do it. I can cast Magic Circle, but I need a long rest to change a spell slot.
Magic Circle would be great. Do you
Yeah,
need
I need to sleep.
component? But do you need a
Yes.
component? What do you need?
Well, if somebody...
I'm gonna interrupt really quick.
Yeah.
So this is like if you guys need to talk out of character right now, make sure somebody's keeping a list of like what you need and who you need to do what. If there are people that you need to collect, anything like that, I'm allowing some out of character discussion.
Yeah. I would need either holy water or powdered silver and iron worth at least 100 gold pieces, and it is consumed for Magic Circle. But that would like keep us safe. At least sort of.
100 gold?
Uh-huh.
And if
That's
I-
probably something I could go to the academy, because powdered silver or iron seems like something easily available for me. I can go get it at the academy.
Yeah, because like otherwise the only other idea I had for what Tallice could do would be to like cast Suggestion as the big spell is cast to try to be like, fucking listen to us, and that's not that helpful, so I'd rather do Magic Circle to be helpful.
The main thing I'm going to provide is I think we should use my blood.
That's fine. If I were to attempt to cast Commune, I would need incense and a vial of holy or unholy water.
Unholy would probably
Probably
be better.
unholy. I don't. Nobody has no clue how to get unholy water.
Ritual, it's a spell.
Is it?
It's the one that consecrates and desecrates.
What's that one?
Hold on.
Hallow.
Yeah, that's it. Because you can
That's also
Hallow-
a higher level spell.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, we're not friends with cultists anymore who probably had it. We could... Hear me out. The Castellanters are arrested. We could see if we could go into their house again and see if they have unholy... Because they were clerics.
Yeah.
We could see if they have unholy water in their house.
Ooh, where's Liara? Because wouldn't Sephia have had unholy water?
Liara's kidnapped.
Oh,
Liara's kidnapped.
As you guys don't know, she's kidnapped, but she is not available.
She's
Liara's not
MIA.
available.
damn it.
I think that, because I don't think this is the time to tap people like Jar Jar. But we could check the Castellanter's house.
Could also ask Dabble. I feel
Dabble's
that's
gonna- Dabble's gonna want something.
That's
He
fine.
always does.
We can give him an IOU.
Okay,
I don't know.
we need unholy... You just need a vial?
A vial of unholy water.
Okay.
Yes, I have all the incense, because I use incense for other shit. It's just unholy water she does not have.
Okay.
Oh no, never mind. Ceremony creates holy water, not unholy
Yeah,
water.
I know, yeah.
So there is a ritual that takes a short rest to complete to make holy water that uses 25 gold worth of powdered silver and requires the caster to expend one spell slot. So I would say I would allow the same thing, It would be a ritual that would need to be completed over a short rest. You would need 25 gold worth of powdered silver. And it would require, I would say, the same thing, requiring the person to expend a first level spell slot. The ritual, I would say, is probably only known because it's an unholy water ritual rather than a holy water ritual. It's probably only currently known how to do of all of you guys by Nova and Sir.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would do it. I would do it because I don't know how this affects. I don't know how your god would feel about this. I would do it, but I'm not a cleric.
I know.
So I don't. I mean, I have spell slots, but I don't know if
I-
that's enough. I can try.
I think
No,
it's worth trying.
I know the words. Magic, right?
I think Nova should do it. Like, everything about this screams wrong to her, but she knows the end goal is those kids, so I think she's willing to do that.
Okay. Trying to think of what Frey could help us with.
Works for the devil to entice them.
I think Frey
that
specifically, yeah, he could employ any assistance from his father, potentially, if there's anything that you think that a older vampire who has a lot of knowledge and a lot of money and a lot of stuff might be able to assist with.
Want to get us some of that silver so we can get the holy water?
I mean, if I can do, yeah. I mean,
Frey, give us 125
Sure,
gold.
Frey, give us
Well,
money.
actually, let's do 150 gold worth of powdered silver in case the 25 gold charge gets messed up. I don't know what's gonna happen if Sir does it or whatever, but
Yeah, fair.
can Frey get us 150 gold so that we can buy the powdered silver?
I would say that is something that he could do. Yes.
he can monetarily, because I think I might be able to get it actually at possibly a little bit. I know I can get scrolls discounted at school, so I might be able to get material.
Yeah, you can get scrolls, and there's a lot of components that you can get discounted as well at school. Basic components, you can't really get like diamonds or stuff like that discounted at school, but stuff like copper wire or anything, or like replenishing a spell component pouch, things like that,
Okay.
you can usually get at a discounted price. So I would say stuff like powdered iron and stuff like that, you would be able to get at a discounted price. Yeah.
Okay. I can get. He can give me money. I can get supplies. I can give blood. Nova can do rituals. Tallice can make a. Are you going to make the circle that keeps thing in? Right? You have to. You're gonna do it like around the summoning circle so that he doesn't like go vibe.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I mean, hopefully, because we're just saying, like, hey, we need a contract. We need someone to just go say that a contract is being disputed. He could ask for something. Do we want to prepare in case he asks for something?
Sir, know what kind of offerings
Yeah, do
were
we
given.
know what type of thing this guy would ask for based off our interactions with him?
Yeah, did he always ask for things, or is the fact that I'm the vessel sort of the ongoing...
So he is kind of the. Think like if your family was assigned a social worker.
I don't know.
Okay.
Social worker.
Oh no.
He is
It's hell.
He is the person who has, or the devil, who has basically been assigned to oversee your family. So for all you know, he's already been overseeing you, because he has been assigned to oversee your family, to answer questions, to assist in rituals, to be a bridge between you guys and Mephistopheles should the need arise, because Mephistopheles generally has more important things to do than to talk to
Yeah.
the family of somebody who worships him.
Well,
So
yeah.
he is being paid on Mephistopheles' end somehow. You don't know how. However, your family treated him basically as a demigod, so to speak. So he is also kind of worshipped, I suppose is the best way to put it. He has been given offerings in the past, offerings of gold, offerings of people, offerings of souls, offerings of food, things like that. He likes to, this person, he likes to be doted upon and fawned over. That is something that he very much was like, he basked in that, so to speak. But doing so, he was generally pretty helpful. He didn't give you guys things that you didn't earn. And if you had a big ask of him, he probably would have asked for things in the way of more of those offerings, perhaps souls for himself, things of that nature.
We've been taking down the Castellanters. He loves that.
Yeah, he would. And he's honestly, with the way that you know about this individual, he probably already knows that you did.
Okay. He's probably just waiting for the call. He's sitting by the phone like, come on, do it. All right. I think I know what I should go do. Which is go get
Tallice
that
is gonna go
silver.
to sleep so that I can change a spell slot.
Try and relax.
I will also say that Moongi is here. If there is anything you need him to go fetch and do, because there are a lot of you that need to rest, he is offering his assistance here.
I would say watch the
Watching
kids.
Yeah.
I would say
I
keep
think
watching
he's
the kids.
babysitter
And-
for right now, because I think
and
Nova
he's
also
been-
needs to sleep.
He's been pretty good with the kids, although given the time of day, the
Yeah.
kids are probably asleep at this point. Because they've
Nice.
also been up all night.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
those
yeah.
Poor kids.
Yeah.
No, that's
so he's-
perfect.
He's actually, I would actually probably say at this point, he has been gone for roughly 20 to 25 minutes or so while you guys have been having this conversation, and probably has only just now come back into the room, and has probably been standing off at the back waiting for the conversation to like die down. But now once it has, he'll like come up to Nova, he'll give her a hug because she looks really, really stressed out.
Oh really?
And he'll let her know, like, hey, the kids are asleep. So
Thank you.
we're okay with them for a while.
Just gonna need to
You
keep
look
going.
like you're gonna throw up. Are you okay?
I might throw up.
All right.
That
Do you
might
need a
happen.
bucket?
I think I'm just gonna go have a hot bath and then go to bed for a little bit.
Okay. Do you want me to come with you?
Sure.
Okay.
What's up?
We need to make sure to tell the staff that we're not going to be open this evening.
Oh, yeah, close it down.
You guys seem pretty busy. I mean, I know that I'm not like really well versed in the way that the hells work, and I'm definitely probably not going with you if you go, but I can hold down the fort here.
Yeah.
Like,
I
want to be helpful, so.
think Mico's probably gonna go to sleep too. He doesn't really have much spells to change out, but he wants to like reset his cosmic omen.
Would love a wheel cosmic
Yeah,
omen.
He's gonna go to sleep and see if he has a good sign in his dreams or something.
I'm gonna go shopping, and I don't think that I'll be checking in with Temperance because I don't want to tell her I'm summoning a devil.
Are we keeping Mel here? Is Mel staying just like vibing?
He's here waiting for it because he has gotten what he wanted, essentially. He came in and he was like, what's in it for me? He's here to assist. As much as he seems like he might not want to, he's got a very, very flat affect in the way that he speaks. So he hasn't really emoted much. He doesn't smile. He doesn't, like, there's not much going on in the way of emotion that's giving you guys much to read off of. But he said he would help. And when he says he will help, he does. So he's waiting to see what you guys need from him.
Is he a member of the academy? Does he want to go there?
I work with the academy. I'm not a member of the academy. My wife went to school there, so.
Well, that's. I mean, because just I'm going. I don't. You know. If you want to pick up a book, I don't know. I'm going.
Are you asking me if I'm going to the academy with you? Am I needed at the academy?
No, I don't think that you're necessarily needed, but if you don't want to just sit and
Unless I'm needed, I'm leaving. So if there's anything you want me to do...
Well, we're still going to need that transport when it's time to go, right?
Do we need his help in the ritual at all?
And we
Do we
probably
need him
do
to
need
power
his help.
it?
Yeah, we probably need his help in the ritual.
Yeah, can you come back like 2 hours before sunset?
Sure. Yeah, I can come back 2 hours before sunset.
Thanks, that's so nice. Sexy Wizard, say what?
Does she actually say that?
Yeah, but like really quietly, and, like really
Is
fast.
it what?
I'm trying to get him to not hear
So,
me.
roll me a stealth check.
Uh-huh. 14.
Okay. You are actively trying to be quiet. It's very clear that that is something that you are doing. There's probably people in this room that really don't hear you because this is something that you're very, very good at. The moment you speak, his eyes are on you, to the point where you think there's probably some sort of unnatural ability to hear here, whether it be magical or not. So his eyes immediately go to you.
She immediately is just trying to hold like a deadpan stare and just act like nothing happened.
So I will say he probably stares you down with just a matching deadpan stare for a good minute before just a teeny tiny, barely noticeable, probably only a thing that is noticeable between the two of you, smile. Like corner of his mouth, a little bit of a twitch, smile.
Nice.
But does he say what?
No, he does not say what.
I'm going shopping. I'm going to
sleep.
school.
Are there any
think-
components that you're going to need that you might not necessarily be able to get on the up and up?
Okay, for the sake of the actual ritual outside of the spells that we are casting, does it require anything that is, what do we need?
Let me pull it up.
I should have known, yeah, it's not just a,
No.
We give him our endless love and gratitude.
I don't love him.
I do.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah?
Oh, Lord.
The blood of a humanoid devoted to Mephistopheles.
Got that. No.
Technically.
Okay.
Technically.
2 pinches of pure arsenic. A pinch of belladonna.
The porn star?
1 measure of phase spider venom. No older than 60 days.
Where's Callista when you need her?
One measure of fresh wyvern venom. No older than 60 days. One quart of blood from a person infected with vampirism.
Motherfuck.
And the ground wings of 7 giant moths.
Does Frey count as being infected with vampirism?
You don't know. He was naturally born the way that he is, so very unlikely. You do
So-
know a few individuals who are, though.
That is true. His
friends.
friends.
Medicae, yeah.
We need. Oh, I was gonna say we need Lamprusty. We need Medicae. The more likely one is we need Medicae's blood.
A quart of it.
Has she been vibing at his house still, or did she leave?
She was vibing in his house for a little while. She has probably left. She kind of does the bidding of his father on a regular basis. She is his father's favorite thrall, so he asks her to do quite a lot. But I'm sure that Frey could get in contact with her.
So then can we ask Frey to handle getting somebody who can give us some blood?
Yeah, I'm sure that Frey would do that.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, it's Lamprusty time. If Medicae's not around, this is it.
Well, then, I think... I'm trying to think of which ones of these things I might be able to also get at school. Maybe arsenic.
Can Mel get any of these?
Probably can get most of them.
He could probably get most of them.
I have arsenic and belladonna at my lab. I could bring some of that for you here.
Phase spider venom and wyvern venom.
I can check my stores, but if I have any, it's probably older than 60 days. I could potentially get it. I would need a day.
A day, as in could you still make it before dusk, or do you mean tomorrow?
I would need a day because I need to teleport somewhere, and then I would teleport back. And that would be the extent of my ability to teleport for today, so I would need to be able to rest in order to teleport again.
Do you all want me to...
Dusk tomorrow, then.
Do you want me to check at the academy first and come back and see?
Yes.
Okay, I have some money from Frey, but I actually also have money for once in my life, so...
Frey gave us a blank check.
Carte blanche. Okay.
What about the wings of the ground wings of 7 giant moths? Mr. Mel.
That's a lot of ground moth wing. I'm gonna put that out there right now, and the fact that it specifically says giant moths... When I say that I need a day to teleport somewhere, I would literally be going somewhere where there is a phase spider, which I would then kill. And then somewhere where there is a wyvern, which I would then kill. Or at least render unconscious to get the blood. Or venom, I mean.
We're in the city of fucking splendors. There must be some of these that we could get with people that we know.
Well,
you could probably get the wyvern venom here. That's a pretty common poison used among unsavory types.
Babel?
Yes, but I think we're going to need to do all of this tomorrow if we want to give Mel adequate time to teleport all over wherever to get most of these things, and then for us to go to our contacts and get a rush order on stuff. I really think we're going to have to do this tomorrow night. I don't think it's going to be possible tonight.
Well, then we need to make...
If there are giant moths nearby, I can find them.
Okay.
I don't know if there are giant moths nearby.
I don't know either, but if there are, and they're within 5 miles of me, I can find them.
Okay. I mean, that would help. Because, I mean, he would still be going to get arsenic and belladonna regardless, but
I have that in my lab.
Okay, it's in the lab. So actually, yes,
I can
if
actually
you could...
get it right now if you want.
Okay. Yes,
it opens
please.
up a portal. It's like a big purple portal that opens up immediately, and he holds up a finger and he steps through.
Mico, if you can see if there's some, I mean, the moths, how hard can they be to...
Well, they're giant moths. If it was just a normal moth, then obviously it would be easy, but we need 7 giant moths?
7. Yeah, so 14 wings.
Okay. I might have a better chance if you guys let me go outside the city real quick, because I'm going to assume
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah, there's you've never been to the city before, so you'll want to go out through the field ward. If you take a dray, they'll take you basically to the gate, and then if you go out, that's going to be where you see all of the farms and such. There is forest, I think, but you might catch forest within 5 miles. But I would say hop on a dray, ask to be taken to the field ward, and that'll get you outside of the city walls.
Can you give me a map of... I don't want to hop on a dray, that sounds too slow. I'll just turn into a horse.
Gosh, do we have an old city map? In here, possibly. We've been... I think
Nova
we've...
has it somewhere.
I think Nova had one. Yeah, so...
Check the bag of holding.
Bag of holding. Because we've needed one to navigate the city, so I'll roll one out for you, and I'll basically say, okay, so we're in Troll School Alley, which is here. You're just gonna go, essentially, just straight shot. Okay.
He
go on to one of the main roads.
He grabs the map, and he rolls it up, and he puts it in his back pocket, and he'll be like, "All right, I'll be back in like, I don't know."
Okay. Also, I also wrote devoted to meth on my physical notebook.
Portal opens up once more. Mel steps through it. He has 2 little vials in his hand.
I'm not gonna go try and get them, but I just want to know if there are like any nearby, and we can probably handle that. Maybe?
He holds up one bottle with powder in it. Arsenic, belladonna. Don't mix them up, because you need different measures for each of them. Also, don't mistake them for sugar in your coffee. You'll die.
Got it.
That's my attempt at a joke. He hands them over.
It landed. Things are just tense right now. Who doesn't like a little bit of dark humor? I'm going to go to the academy. So, people that need to rest. Yeah.
Unless I'm needed for anything else, I'm going to go. I have a few places I have to teleport to. I will, he points at Sir, send you a message in about a half an hour to see if there's anything that I don't actually need to get while I'm out. But I figure I should go now, because I don't think you're going to be able to get Faye's spider there, so I'm going to go there first.
Alright. I'll ask around, and Tallice, if you're going to go sleep.
If we're not going to be able to get everything today, then I would rather go try to find other ingredients, and then I can just sleep tonight.
I think it's possible if Mico can find the moths that we could do it tonight. It's just sort of dependent on that.
How strong do you think a giant moth is?
I don't know, like head.
Probably not that strong. I'll go to sleep and just see what happens.
Yeah.
Bet I could charm it. And then make it like docile while I rip its wings off its body.
That is the most cursed thing I've ever heard.
We love a druid!
It's a moth, what's it gonna do?
I don't know.
Cry?
Maybe.
Lick you with its proboscis. Whatever the thing's called.
I knew it a good time. Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit.
Okay. So, Tallice is sleeping. Sarah's going to the academy. Miko's going to go look for moths. Nova was going to go take a bath and sleep with Mungi. Frey is going to attempt to... There was something Frey was doing.
Find
the blood.
Medikai or Lamprussi or like one of those I don't remember his real name. One of those people and be like, hey, can we have a quart of your blood?
It would have been such a wonderful conversation to sit back and listen to, I'm sure. Hey!
been amazing.
We can roleplay that next game. We can like go back if that is something
How do
you
you-
guys want to hear.
How do you convince your friend to give you their blood?
Okay, so now that we know what everybody's doing, I think that's a good spot to take a break. So we are going to take a break, 5-ish minutes, just to refresh, get drinks, get snacks, etc., and we will be back in a little bit.
BRB fan. well, welcome back.
Welcome back to Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We have gotten some snacks and some drinks, and we are refreshed and ready to go. Does anybody have anything that they would like to add before we continue?
Pee poo poo.
That. Ditto.
Pee pee poo poo. Okay. Well, we have a few people going to a few different places. Sir, we'll start with you because I think you're shopping. What is it that you would like to buy?
I am going to get 150 gold worth of powdered silver, so that if for some reason we mess up making unholy water, we can try again. And I will ask about venom from
Wyvern venom?
a wyvern. I don't think so, though.
Who specifically are you asking? Are you just going to like the area where there's spell components for you to purchase and asking the shopkeep there? Or are you speaking to a specific teacher? Are you going specifically to Vajra? Who are you speaking with?
I'll get the powdered silver from the school store.
So you get essentially 15% discount on components. So that takes it from 150 to 127 gold and 5 silver.
Okay, and Frey paid. Did we actually take Frey's money? Because I can pay for
No,
those.
I basically was trying to see if he was trying to see if he could get his dad to pay for it. I will let it kind of be something that you guys discuss when you come back, so we can kind of put a hold on it if you'd like, and just like see what Derek has to say about it. But for now, consider it paid for.
I will consider it paid for.
Just
Make a note of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I think I'll do, instead of just going to the school store for wyvern poison, what I will try is if there is a teacher that focuses on alchemy. I feel like maybe that might be a little bit better, because maybe they might teach about poisons to like neutralize them from I know a poisoner's kit and an alchemical tool set are different, but I feel like maybe when it comes to things taken from creatures, that might be better.
Okay. So this is a conversation I'm role-playing out with you, because this is a very controversial ingredient for you to be asking for. So, just not necessarily because of its difficulty to procure, but because of the types of things that it is frequently used to make. So, if you want to go and find an alchemy teacher, I will say there's probably an alchemy professor, probably multiple alchemy professors here. The one in question here that you probably would have dealt with before is probably an older man. Very much, if you remember, kind of like a Rivlin sort of type from like the other campaign. Like an older man who's pretty kind of eccentric, who has a classroom and office that's covered in different alchemical components and metals and things like that. Lots of alchemical equipment, Bunsen burners, tubing, earthenware, glassware, things of that nature. So what would you like to ask?
I would like to ask... I am trying to find a measure's worth. I don't know how much a measure is, by the way. I know how this is going to sound. I am looking for a measure of fresh wyvern venom.
Fresh wyvern venom.
Yes.
What is the purpose of the venom? Very, very potent ingredient that you're asking for.
This is where I have to decide what lie I want to go with, because I'm not going to say to help summon a devil. Okay, so I have two lies, and I want my friends to help me, so I need to actually step right out of character. My two lies that I can think of are, one, I'm doing an investigation with the Grey Hand, our good old Grey Hand investigation, and I need a fresh measure of wyvern venom to run it against some evidence that was found at the scene of a crime to see if that is the poison that was used. The second one is, there were some eggs of some sort of creature that were found in this abandoned house, and we want to eliminate them. We want to basically kill them with poison, because we're worried that if we try to, like, burn them or squish them, that it could, be a problem, so they just want to, like, inject some poison into it and kill it, to deal with this, like, egg infestation. And they're, because Sir's thinking back to, like, the eggs that, Frey has, and, like, they're really, because I could, like, describe them, be like, yeah, they're really big, this really big insectoid creature. We believe that the easiest way to deal with it is to inject it with wyvern venom.
I would say tell them that you are going to be leaving the city to go hunt wyverns, and you need to know how to neutralize their venom, so you need their venom to test your anti-venom against, because technically the Grey Hand could just cast Detect Poison and Disease. So, they would be able to figure out what the poison was. But if you're like, I need it for practice, that's what I would do.
Okay.
But I think the Grey Hand one is probably better. I don't know. That's what if of those two that you gave, that's what I would do. The first one.
But I like the thing that you said, because I look like someone that would go hunt a wyvern. I have received a private contract to go out of the city on a trip to hunt a wyvern. Little bit of mercenary work, and I understand that the venom can be quite a potent poison, and so I have a friend who is working on making an antitoxin for me, but needs a measure of it to test against.
How much antitoxin do you need?
How much antitoxin do I need?
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be entirely honest, I am not going after a wyvern alone. I am taking a small party, so I would like enough for all of us to have an antitoxin, just in case of an emergency. I understand if you can't... I understand this is a very volatile thing, so I understand if you can't give me enough that would make all of that antitoxin, but I would like enough that we could at least get a working antitoxin from it, and then I will see if on the way if we can get an alchemist that could recreate it.
I could do you one better and just give you the antitoxin.
I understand, and I was thinking about that when I was coming here. Have you ever worked with mercenaries before?
If you call the Grey Hands a group of mercenaries, yes, I've worked with mercenaries.
Alright, so you know how the ego can kind of, like, be up here? I said that I could probably just procure some antitoxin, but this friend, because they are trying to improve their craft, they figured 2 birds with 1 stone, and honestly, I think that if I just bought some antitoxin on the side, that would make me feel alright, but if I can bring some back so that they can test it and feel useful, it would save me an earful later. I'll buy both. Because honestly, I do probably trust an alchemical master from an academy more than some bloke that I met in a tavern like 2 months ago, but he also has daggers, and I don't want to piss him off.
Roll me a deception check.
I'm using my last luck point for the day. Good lord, it's so bad. I rolled a 2 and a 3.
Are you serious? That was the most painful thing to watch.
I rolled a 2 and a 3, so it's a 4.
I understand the constraints within which you're working. I do understand the type, but you have to understand that this is a very volatile poison, and just giving away vials of it without permission from, for example, the Grey Hand, specifically Vajra. If I had perhaps a letter of permission, I guess is the best way to put it, from Vajra, I could potentially give you some of the poison if I knew that this was going to be work that you were doing for the Grey Hands. But it does sound like this is not the Grey Hands you're working with. Otherwise, you would have named them specifically.
Damn it! Fair and true. I will see if I can get a letter. If not, then that's fine, and I'll come back and I'll just buy some antitoxin if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I have plenty of antitoxin. It's something that I keep on hand because I work very frequently with Wyvern Venom. Obviously, I'm not going to explain the different things the Greyhound has me doing, but I very frequently work with different kinds of venom, and Wyvern is among that on the list, so I do have quite a bit of antitoxin on hold. If that's something that you would like, I can definitely provide that. As for providing you with a very volatile poison simply so that antitoxin can be made, I'm sure you can understand that when we readily available have that to you, that's not going to be something that I can give you.
That is fine. I'm not asking you to do it. Yeah. I'll see if I can get a letter. If not, thank you for your time.
No problem.
Walks out. Now I could go to Temperance. But Temperance is going to... Sir, that's really dangerous poison. What are you going to use the poison for? And I can't lie to Temperance. Temperance is going to read right through me. She's going to, feel my heartbeat through the floor or something. I could tell her the truth. She'd think that's a horrible idea. She might report me to the Blackstaff. How well do I know Temperance? Does Temperance want to save children's souls? Or I could wait an extra day, and Mel could probably just milk a wyvern or whatever he's going to do. Damn. Really wish I could just go kill a wyvern. No, I don't think that I should tell Tempe. That's just going to lead to a whole thing. Oh, I wish Liara was still here. Okay, no, I couldn't get the wyvern. Nah, I'm not gonna. Oh, but I want to be a bad boy. No, I'm a bad boy. No, I thought for a brief moment I was like, I could steal it, and I'm like, that's dumb. That's stupid. No. Mel can get it. Mel can go get it. We'll do the ritual tomorrow. Or we can see if Davil can get it. But I would have to wake. I'll go home. I got the powdered silver. I'll go.
So I'd say it's probably been about a half an hour where you get a message. So what's the verdict? Feel free to speak freely.
Wyvern poison is going to be a no from the Academy unless I have a signed letter from the Blackstaff allowing it to be given to me.
Do you want me to message her?
Is she going to ask you why?
No. I frequently work off contract with the Grey Hands. They use me as an arcane consultant, I guess is the best way to put it. If I tell her that I need wyvern venom, if that's an easier way to get it, she will generally give me a supply without question.
All right, well then, yeah. If the alchemy professor can be given a letter from her, then he'll hand it over to me.
I do. Oh no, you would need to go to Vajra to get it. I don't work with the alchemy professor. I don't like him.
All right, if you tell Vajra that you'll send someone to get the letter and pick it up for you, then yeah, I'll do that.
Does she know you?
Yeah.
Then she's probably going to ask why you're working with me. Is that something that you want to try to lie your way through?
Is working with you a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, but it's a curious thing, considering the things that I get myself into on a daily basis.
How regularly do you hire people with big swords to kill things for you?
Honestly, not regularly. I have the magic to kill things without the need of big swords. But you seem to be a good liar, so...
Do I?
I was watching.
Alright! Well, thank you. My +1 deception might disagree with you, but I can think of the right thing to say. Yeah.
Alright. Give it a minute. And he's gone.
Okay. I give him a minute, but I guess I will, because if I remember correctly, if you try to use the doors to go to Vajra's office, you get, like, put in a waiting room anyway, so I'll go there.
Okay. Alright, sure.
Yeah, she's got that little waiting room with, like, the endless water, so I was sitting there.
Door opens. You see
Stand
Miss
up.
Vajra standing there. She's got her staff.
Hello.
So I've been told that you need some wyvern poison.
That would be correct, yes. You spoke with, Mr. Vikander?
I did.
Yes, I'm just coming to collect, No one has told me how much a measure is, but a measure of venom.
Generally, a measure of venom is just a heaping spoonful. It's an old, archaic form of measurement typically used in spells and potions that are very, very old. Which begs the question, what are you making that is so very, very old that it is asking for a measure of wyvern poison? Now, ordinarily I wouldn't press too much with Mr. Vikander, but you're here. And that makes me very, very curious as to what you were doing with the man. And how did you come to
How did we come to work with him?
Exactly,
It seems
because he's a very, very unpleasant man.
unpleasant. I would say dour.
I say unpleasant simply because he's not unpleasant, actually. But that's the thing, is I can very much tell that his pleasantness is a mask for just how unpleasant he actually is, which is why I say he's a very unpleasant man. However, he has frequently worked with me in the past with magical... he's assisted me in arcane matters, of which I don't generally have much knowledge. I am a very accomplished wizard. There are things in the world that I do not know that he does because he travels, we'll say, a bit more. He generally consults on a bit more unpleasant things. So should I need a consultation regarding, for example, necromancy or undead things, Melandricus Vikander is the person that I would speak to about that, because he has quite a knowledge on that facet in that school of magic. Which is why I'm very curious as to why he is assisting you in getting something such as wyvern poison.
That is a very, very... I did not know about necromancy. That's a little bit of a tingle. We met from a mutual contact. As far as I'm aware, I did not set up said contact, so I guess you could say friend of a friend. I understand. It seems that the Three of Cups in the growing weeks just seems to be finding more and more people in coming into our door. But essentially, we were put into contact with him through a friend of a friend. We were given a sending stone, and essentially one of my companions wanted his opinion on something of the matter of his. You said he deals in very, very old magic.
Indeed.
I was just sort of the through line. I said that, well, I could see about if I could get some wyvern venom for you because I have it in at the academy. I asked him if he just wanted to come here himself, to which he did say, I work for the academy, I'm not a member. In his own words.
That very much sounds like him, indeed.
So, he is doing something with one of my companions, whom apparently he knows a lot better. And then, in exchange for this, I guess maybe it's research, that he's doing, he said that he needed one of the vials. And I was like, isn't that like some really nasty poison? And he was like, yes. And I was like, well, is there a wyvern that I can go kill? And he was like, I don't think that you should find a wyvern. So I said that I would come here and I would ask. I did ask. I was told that I needed a letter. So I told him that. He said he would tell you to give me a letter. And so I'm basically just a glorified delivery boy.
That sounds about right with Mel. So, it was, and that was not me asking the questions because that was going to be a determining factor on whether or not I gave you the poison. Mel has asked for the poison. I generally try. He scratches my back, I scratch his. We do favors for each other all the time. I was just very curious because he told me it was going to be you picking up the poison, and given our history, I just wanted to know what might be going on there. And I do caution you working with him. Not because I think he is terrible, not because I think he's not knowledgeable, and not because I think he doesn't have knowledge and wealth to share. Just as a person, he rubs me the wrong way, so just be aware. That being said, she holds up basically a bottle, like a potion bottle, so not just like a little flask, but like a potion bottle of an amber liquid that's filled about halfway. This is very, very volatile.
When I was asking around about it, it was like I was asking for like a bomb.
So, if you are ever to be the one to open this, make sure you wear a mask. Even inhaling the poison can cause hallucinogenic sort of symptoms, and prolonged exposure could give you a dose that might be lethal. So wear a mask and try not to touch it with bare hands. Okay? Hands up.
All right. Thank you. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to talk to her about. Just thank you for this, and also thank you for all of the help that you and Temperance and the Academy as a whole have done to help me and my friends.
You're very welcome.
I hope to do right by the city in return. Someday.
Well, you already have done quite a bit right by the city, so didn't sell yourself too short.
How could I when I'm hitting my head on every doorway that I walk through? You probably have a lot that you need to get back to, so.
It was good to see you.
Good to see you too, Lady Vajra. I will leave.
Okay.
He probably is holding it like... And then he's like, wait, should I like put it in the bag? And I'm like, well, it breaks. So he's just sort of like...
Okay. Just like carefully like... Alright, so you've got arsenic, belladonna, and the wyvern poison. Mel is working on getting the phase spider stuff.
Yep. Frey is working on vampire blood. We're hoping that I count as blood of a human devoted because my body is devoted to him. Don't laugh at that. So we need the moths.
You need the moths. So, Mico, you are traveling to the outskirts of the city. So you're following the map that has been given to you, and you are going through the North Ward, through the gates to the Field Ward. Has Mico been to the Field Ward at all? Okay. You are muted. I don't know if you know that.
Nope.
So the Field Ward is starkly different from the North Ward, where you are used to living. Field Ward is pretty destitute. Lots of the buildings are crumbling and not being well kept. The people here are very clearly poor. There's lots of mud and even sometimes feces in the streets. This is also where a lot of very smelly sorts of businesses are, like tanneries and things like that. Things that are not like good for the city proper, especially the North Ward, because that's where mostly like nobles and stuff are. So you're moving through the Field Ward. If there is anything that you'd like to do here?
In the Field Ward proper, I mean, Mico doesn't want to be mean, but this place is pretty run down, so he'll like stop, and he'll very quickly see if he can spend 10 minutes just sort of looking around and getting a feel, and ritual casting, locate animals and plants to look for any giant moths that might have made their home in the Field Ward.
Okay. You don't... Here. So you are describing or naming moth or giant moth specifically?
Giant moths specifically.
Okay. I would say in the Field Ward specifically, no, probably not. Not in the city. Definitely moths, but I would say not giant moths.
Yeah,
You
I
probably
didn't
have to go out of the city in order to locate them. Locate animals or plants is an instantaneous spell, so it does not last for... Yeah, but it's ritual. Mm-hmm. Okay, so are you moving to go outside of the city?
Yep.
All right.
Because I don't imagine the Field Ward it might be bigger than 5 miles, but if there was any giant moths in the city at all, he would know how many feet away and in what direction they were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's none in the city. As far as within 5 miles, I would say yes, there are giant moths within 5 miles. Probably about 5 miles away, in like the foresty areas that are kind of outside of Waterdeep. So if you'd like to make that trip, you may.
I accidentally leveled up. But let me level back down. Yes. I think.
Okay. Are you going to be going at a normal pace, a slow pace, or a fast pace?
I'll go at a fast pace. Just to like make sure that we're not spending too much time. Wasting too much time, I mean.
Okay. Roll me a Constitution save.
Yep.
When you're traveling at a fast pace, you need to roll Constitution saves to see if you get exhaustion points.
Natural 20 for a 23.
Okay. So for your first Constitution save, that is a pass. Essentially, at a fast pace, you can go about 4 miles in an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So you're traveling a little over an hour to get that 5 miles traveled.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get to that point, you will need to cast Locate Plants and Animals again because you wouldn't be able to get a exact pinpoint on where the moths are.
Yep, and we'll do that.
Okay. Roll me another con save, though, because it is a con save per hour of travel.
18 plus 3 for 21.
Okay, one more.
And 18 plus 3 for 21 again.
Okay. So you are able to get to the about 5 miles outside of the city at a brisk pace without any interruption or any exhaustion points. So you take a second to ritual cast those giant moths again. There's probably an area within the forest where these giant moths kind of congregate and breed and continue to exist. So you can get to that place. A giant moth is not like human-sized moth. It is probably like this big. But you can get to an area because you're able to pinpoint that exact area where they probably are staying. Because the conditions are right for them there. So there's probably a good 24 or so that you can find.
Okay, so yeah, if he sees that there are a good amount of them, he'll be pretty happy with that. He doesn't want to blow them out of existence with anything though, because he wants the wings. So he probably needs to be a little bit careful about how he's going to actually start collecting.
So you want to be delicate with how you do this?
Yeah.
Okay, so how are you trying to catch them?
That is a great question, because let's see. I think what he is going to do is, I believe as an Aasimar, he gets the ability to cast light just innately.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to sort of put his umbrella in the ground, and he's going to cast light on it.
Okay.
And so he's going to wait for them to swarm around it because lamp. And then don't whip them.
Okay, so you cast light on your umbrella. Thank you. And you kind of wait, especially now. It's probably early morning, so it's not the only light in the area. So it probably takes a few minutes for the moths to actually kind of start to become attracted to this this light that's here. But eventually they do, and a lot of them begin to move towards the light, as is pretty common with moths. Do you have a net or anything like that? How are you attempting to catch them?
A net specifically, I don't believe he has that.
Hmm?
He has a blanket. So he probably could throw his blanket over him, but I don't know if it's super delicate. It's better than nothing.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and roll me, I will say, we'll call it a dexterity check. You can have proficiency if you are proficient in acrobatics.
I am not a dexterity, but it's pretty dexterous. 15 plus 2 for 17.
Okay, I'll say with the blanket, it's kind of clumsy. And it probably is not very comfy for the moths, but you're probably actually able to catch, because there's about 24 here and they're all kind of congregating around this light. You're actually probably able to catch around 10 of them.
Great. He just got 10 of them in like his fucking blanket in a sack. All right. I should have made like poison gas or something. I mean, their wings don't need to be in very good condition. They just need to be able to be plucked off and crushed up, right?
Yeah, they need to be ground, is what the ritual potion essentially requires.
Yeah, because if it was anything else, I would have probably just like taken like I don't know, a quick like beast charm or something to like make them docile, but I don't have that, so you're just gonna knock it against a tree.
Oh my
Blink it
god.
against a tree. Because it doesn't need
Delicate.
it doesn't need to be in good. The wings don't need to be in good condition because they're gonna get ground up anyway.
Okay. You beat this blanket full of moths against a tree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's just nature, baby.
that's just nature.
it's a circle of life. And then when he's felt like he's done that sufficiently enough, then he'll open it up and he'll take the wings specifically and like put them in a different. He'll probably sit and ground them while he's there, just cause.
Sure. You probably have like a mortar and pestle that you can use.
Yeah. I believe he has an herbalism kit. Does he? He should. I don't know. But yeah, so he'll just sit and he'll grind them up until he has like a good amount of powder, and then he'll be like, all of the day's work, and he'll start heading back home.
Okay. So heading back home, are you going to be going at a normal pace, a brisk pace, a slow pace?
He'll go at a normal pace, I think, on the way back.
Okay. So a normal pace. Where did my tab for movement go? There it is. So the normal pace, it's going to take you about an hour to go 3 miles. So it'll be about almost 2 hours, essentially, to get back home.
Gotcha.
And since you're not going super fast, you don't need to roll a constitution or save or anything like that. So you are probably back by the afternoon.
All right.
Okay. I know that Nova and Tallice are sleeping, but is there any, or resting at the very least, doing a long rest? 2 hours of a long rest is considered to be like downtime. There she is! Is considered to be like downtime activities. So if there's anything that you guys want to do in that downtime activity time, let me know. Otherwise, you guys are taking your rest, so.
I mean, I'll just say it for stream's sake. Nova did a card pull after she took a hot bath. It wasn't like very long because she's really tired and really emotional, but she took a moment to do a card pull, and she pulled the world card upright, and she pulled for hidden influence reversed Queen of Swords. Upright position for the world means completion, integration, accomplishment, travel, and the hidden influence indicates overly emotional, easily influenced, bitchy, and cold-hearted. So it's just clocking her and telling her to calm down, and we'll probably be fine. That's all she did.
Okay.
Alice is just long resting and then hanging out with Bramble.
Moongi is hanging out with Nova. If there's anything you wanted to talk with him about as well, other than just kind of like just getting like support from him, or if you want to have that conversation, that is something you can do as well.
Probably not today. Just Kristy's not ready for that one yet, but
That is okay.
I think Nova would genuinely be like, how is he, how are you doing? How are you holding up? Are you okay? I know this is a lot. You came here and everything's falling apart.
Without actually role-playing it, he probably communicates to you that his biggest concern is you and how you're doing and whether or not you're okay. And that even though this is a very stressful situation, he is more concerned about how the stressful situation is for you. So which he does a lot, he's always kind of been the type of person to put other people's feelings before his own, especially yours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably the way that he kind of communicates that. And if you push him a little bit, he probably would say, being responsible for the lives of children's souls is very, very stressful.
Yeah.
And he feels pretty helpless.
Yeah.
Because you guys are way more powerful than he is in your abilities.
Yeah.
So he's trying to do everything he can within his capabilities to assist in the matters, because that's all he can do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she'll indicate like they'll have a conversation when and if this all ends.
Mhm.
But I think because Moongi knows Nova so well and that she doesn't dream, so like he knows her mood swings and he knows she takes a minute and a half to get through those mood swings. Like he's probably seen this side of her before. So I think he probably understands that like she needs time to process, and that's what she's going through right now.
And he's never been one to push you, because he knows the process and how this goes.
Yeah.
He's very well versed in your
And the stakes are kind of high this time.
language. Yes.
So yeah, that's all they'll do, and she'll go to sleep and cuddle him.
Okay. Tallice, anything?
Not that I can think of. Just hanging out.
Okay. So Sir and Mico can come back eventually, so if there's anything that either of you wants to do with the rest of your day.
I got wyvern poison. Did you get moths?
I got a bunch. Turns out they're not really that hard to find.
For you, I didn't honestly think it would be too much of an issue.
The field board looks awful, by the way.
Yeah, it's something that I would really like to be able to do something about one day, but that is a lofty goal.
So do we... Is it happening tonight, then? If we got the wyvern poison?
It's based on whether or not Frey comes back with that vampire blood, I think.
He would be able to, yes.
Damn, oh my god.
Medicae is able to provide the blood.
Then we all have to make sure that we get a muffin for Medicae at some point. Yeah, then I think we have everything that we need, minus we do either... Well, Nova has to do the previous ritual to make the unholy...
Short rest to do the unholy water?
But, yeah, we should be able to do it at dusk, which is when my father normally did it.
Wait,
It has
I
been
took a long rest?
Mhm.
Okay.
It has been a really interesting 3 months for me.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been here for like literally less than a month, so...
I appreciate you not feeling bad about doing this.
Why should I?
Amen! We're saving kids!
I'm having fun.
The kids also are probably getting up at this point too, because you guys took a long rest and they also did.
Well, they're kids and they can be told that they need to go back to sleep and sleep a second time because they can't get this on their sleep schedule of being up all night.
Yeah, that's gonna be a difficult one. Moongi, can you watch them again?
Yeah, I can keep an eye on them.
If it wasn't late, I would have said take them for a walk, but the kids, so...
Well, they also can't really go outside right now because the Grey Hand is
Ye-
watching us.
Yeah, but you guys took a long rest from the early hours of the morning, so say like 6 a.m.
Hmm.
So it's about 2 p.m. right now.
Yeah. Let's see, they can't be recognized, though.
I mean, I could make them invisible, but that only lasts for like 10 minutes. And then Moongi would be looking for invisible children.
Yeah. I mean, there must be something fun we can do to occupy them while we summon, because they can't come downstairs and see this.
Oh, I know what we could do that could be fun for them.
Okay.
Can I have one of your weapons, please?
Which
Two of them,
one?
actually. Just pick two.
Are you gonna make them fight each other? Oh, Jesus.
No, but I'm gonna let them play with your weapons.
We're such good people. I have 2 daggers.
Wait,
One-
hold on. Actually, nope, I have a better idea that is less, I am gonna give them the alchemy jug to play with.
Oh no.
They can make acid. Well, they won't think to make acid with that.
They won't think to make acid.
They'll be like, can you make Worcestershire sauce?
No, it can't. Moongi, give the children this alchemy jug and tell them to figure out what kinds of liquids it can make, but you can only do it once today, so they need to figure out something really cool the first time.
You got it.
Okay.
That's gonna be a brain teaser.
If only we could have used the alchemy jug and been like, vampire blood. Okay. So Nova has to make the unholy water. Do you
That is
want...
an hour-long ritual.
Yeah, do you want us to, like, sit with you, or do you want to, like, be left alone?
Maybe sit around, I guess, or be within eye line. Like someone just keep an eye on her. She's never done this before. Sorry, I'm picking spells. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
You're
today.
okay.
I can have Hickory sit in your lap. Comfort deck.
That might help, considering.
He
where
is a
he's from.
fiend. He's
Yeah.
down for it. Yeah, I'll give you Hickory.
Okay, that'll make me feel better. All right, I will.
Okay.
Start setting up the ritual for unholy water.
Roll me a spellcasting ability check at disadvantage.
Hang on. I'm wondering if there's anything. Yeah. Okay. 12. I
Okay.
use my modifier, right? My +5.
Yeah, it should be the middle number, I believe, on your spell list at the very top.
Oh, middle number is spell attack. So I'm wondering if it's a spell attack or if it's the actual modifier.
Just this modifiers on the
Just
left.
the modifier.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
basically
I
whatever
don't know
your
where it was.
wisdom score is.
Yeah, so it's a 5. So that's 12
Okay.
total. So I didn't roll very good.
Okay. So you spend the time doing an hour-long ritual with the 25 gold worth of silver powder that from the 150 that Sir got. And you're literally just looking at some water with some silver powder in it.
That's... Okay, but that did it make the silver powder...
It's unusable for the ritual.
I bought enough for you to try again, and I can try and help you. Because I do also know this ritual.
Okay.
It's just another... I mean... It's another hour, but... We got time. Maybe have a snack?
It also uses a first level spell slot, so make sure you mark one off.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Why don't I try and I'll go through. Maybe it was just some pronunciation. I know infernal. So maybe I'll sit here with you,
Okay.
and I'll say it, and you just try and repeat the words after me as best as you can, okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I will try and help you this time.
Okay. You can try one more time with a straight roll instead of disadvantage because you're being assisted.
I'm scared to roll. Woo. 24! 19!
Okay.
Natural 19!
So attempting the ritual again with Sir helping with the pronunciations of the infernal that you would have to speak in order to do it, you combine the silver powder with the water. And the water, rather than just being water that has silver powder in it, it goes pure onyx black momentarily before going completely clear. You were successful.
That's some evil water.
That's some evil water.
Now do a
So-
shot of it.
shot!
So the two of you would know that unholy water works essentially the opposite of the way that holy water would work. So if you wanted to use it on a celestial creature, it would do the same thing it would do to an undead creature, for example, if you were using holy water, or if you were using holy water on an infernal creature. I believe it's 2d4 damage to those creatures, and it would be the opposite type of damage. So for undead creatures, for example, with holy water, it would be radiant damage. Opposite end of the spectrum, we're talking necrotic damage to celestial creatures.
Let's go kill God! No, that's
May
not
I
what we're
have the rest of the silver powder, please?
doing. Yep, I made sure that there was enough for you to have enough for your spell, yeah.
You have 100 gold worth of silver powder.
Thank you. Where are we? Are we doing this like right in the dining room here?
I mean, I
I
figure
assume-
it's the biggest...
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I
I-
just
well-
assumed we were in the tent, but for privacy's sake, but...
That might be better, because there's, like, windows on the first floor. Yeah.
Are you sure you want to do that to your tent? I just have to ask.
Nova hates everything about this. Everything about this she hates. She's not gonna be happy, so she's like, at this point, like, who fucking cares? So yeah, she's fine with that.
Yeah, upstairs.
Hey, I just need a little bit of time once we're about to start to like put some silver down.
Mel has not returned yet. With your face spider venom.
He's dead.
He's
Canning.
a traitor. He's a traitor. We have to kill him.
How... Is it dusk now with us having spent 2 hours?
You're looking at about 4 p.m.
Okay, so
We're
we've
getting
got
there.
plenty of time. We got plenty of time. No one's eaten. How about we have food?
Okay.
A meal.
Frey is probably here. He can probably cook something.
Nova's probably gonna stay up and get stoned off hookah for a bit before she comes down to eat.
Can we? Is it okay? Is it fair to say that Frey's food boost thing? One of them can go to Nova because she's gonna be in the fucking circle, like, and probably
Yeah.
also Sir too.
What is that? 3 HP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's
I'll
3
do
of them,
3
so if
10.
one other person wants it, I'm pretty sure there's 3 of them. So
Yeah. Me and whoever else. Sir?
use. Yeah, I think Sir would take one, and then whoever else would like one.
House doesn't eat food that Frey cooks, so Mico
I-
can have it.
I know, but like you need to make sure that you keep that magic circle going. Okay.
It's not concentration.
Oh.
Yeah, it just
Okay.
happens.
Just have
Oh, dope.
Yeah,
It's been a hot minute since I
It's a
read
good
it.
spell.
It is a good spell.
Okay.
Bless you.
We eat. Look, once we do this, we're all good. Everything that we owe this city is done. Then it's time to start collecting our dues.
Yeah, since when did we owe the city anything?
Nothing.
I don't think we owe the city anything at all.
I didn't mean it literally. Just, we'll have done service for the city, and now we can... Fine, the city owes us. There. Damn. All that time looking over a contract, and now you're gonna be persnickety about all of the words that I say.
I don't owe anyone anything. I just want to make sure that that's perfectly clear. Well, okay, I owe Dabble money, but other than that, I don't owe anyone anything.
Do you owe anything to Jar Jar?
Good question.
Probably like equal parts apology and a ha I won, like a little moment.
You owe me.
Hmm.
You owe me so much. Like the most.
Based on what?
Based on all of the things.
It's not evidence.
I know it's
In
in my
fact, if
heart.
anybody owes anyone anything, you probably owe me.
No, definitely not.
Yes,
No.
because you're getting me caught up in all of this nonsense.
I'm not doing it.
You're the one who's associated with Mephistopheles.
Literally not my fault. Besides, I don't know, you decided to be my friend when I went to the Sea Maidens Fair, so really it's your fault. You just saw me and said, I want to be all about that man's business.
When you're ready to start paying me back, you just let me know. I know exactly what I'm going to ask from you.
No, it's fine, really. When you start your installments being paid to me for all of the emotional damage and teasing, I'll invoice you.
Well, if you think about it, the fact that I've successfully teased you means that I won, which means that you owe me as the loser. So, you just admitted that yourself.
Well, you have to pay the teasing pack.
Finished, says Mel from the doorway.
Oh my god, he's
When did you get here?
Listen, Mr. Mel, I missed you so much. I'm so glad to see you again. Hi.
Kiss up.
Hi, he says.
Be careful, she owes people money.
I don't. Well, I do, but...
Not in the business of lending people money.
Hmm.
He shakes a vial at you guys, though.
Alright, well that's the last thing that we need. I like the cat, by the way. I'm just kidding.
Thank you. I found it, and now she won't leave.
That's a mood.
I have a duck.
What a strange interjection to this conversation. Do you need
Okay.
anything else? Do you need anything else besides the face spider venom? You have the belladonna, you have the arsenic, you have the wyvern venom. Anything else that you would need specifically from me in this moment? Because right now you're just attempting to speak to somebody, correct?
Yes, we're just trying to get a pause on the contract. We'll figure out what the time frame is, and then maybe some transportation. But then I think that's it.
All right.
I need you to have a good day. Alright, Mel? That's it.
Sure. I will dutifully have a good day just for you.
Do you want some wine to go?
I don't drink.
Oh, your mug.
We did. I was gonna say I don't know what we don't offer anybody anything else but wine. What are you doing? They don't drink.
I was offering him a group hug, but I'm not. He doesn't want that. I don't even need to actually finish saying that to know that he doesn't want a group hug.
Okay.
So this ritual is specifically going to be one that's being completed by Nova, correct? That was the decision here. It's specifically the ritual to get to the hells that you guys were going to be doing as a group effort. Is that what I'm gathering from all of you?
I think how we get to the hells is determined by how much of a time frame we get if they pause the contract. Because if we have
time to go to Candlekeep
and get the tuning forks that it's like a guaranteed thing, then cool. If it's less than that, we
Mel.
might need Mel or a big ritual. But the ranking of order would be Tuning Fork for a guaranteed, Mel for a good teleport but could go wrong, and then if no other reason, we'll do a group ritual by ourselves.
Okay. So, as the ritual is being set up now, you guys know that you need like a bowl to put everything in. It doesn't need to be a specific kind of bowl, though you guys used to use a pewter bowl, like a cauldron type bowl.
I think we got like a little cooking.
Yeah, Frey could probably give you guys like a pot or something.
Yeah.
So, how are we setting this up?
Well, I need a 10-foot radius sphere to put around this. Assuming they can keep it contained into a 10-foot radius sphere, a magic circling around them facing in.
So a 10-foot radius sphere is a 20-foot
cylinder.
wide...
Sorry.
No, that's okay. A 10-foot radius sphere or circle, because a cylinder is also circular in nature at the bottom, is a 20-foot wide circle. That's a big-ass circle. So do you guys still want to do this inside? Or do you want to do this inside and just have the circle that Tallice is creating go throughout the home? Because it would essentially take up a lot of your upstairs. That's a big circle.
What if we just went to like the farm that that orchard that we stayed at and just like went into the woods? I don't know. So I think the only place we could get a continuous 20-foot circle is in the main floor. In like the dining room probably.
Mm-hmm.
If that.
We could go down to the main floor.
Draw the curtains.
Yeah, we could close all the windows and do it in the dining room.
Mel is staying simply because he's curious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, he wants to watch us. Oh.
Ooh, no.
Mel.
I think going somewhere else is just sort of... Hopefully this should just be literally summon, be like, this is what we need, and end.
Yeah, let's just do it at home and see what happens.
Oh yeah. We got a ghost here. He can like...
Throw it back.
I think the faster, like, we're just gonna be wasting time. I think Nova's like, let's just get it over with. Let's just go to the bottom floor.
Yeah, probably.
And Mungi can just keep an eye on them. On the kids.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just do it in the dining room.
Oh god, the fucking children. Okay, yeah.
Actually,
Well,
it's kind of in the middle of the day. Mungi will take them outside. He will fix them. He will take a second to fix them, kind of like a little picnic, and we'll take them outside with Bramble to have a little picnic in the backyard.
Okay.
If no one has any protestations.
What?
technically, because we don't want the gray hand to see them, because I literally told them that we didn't have the kids, and so if we go,
Are they still here after the Castellanters were arrested?
they were like at the
Yeah.
corners, yeah. So if I
maybe not.
if I can cast invisibility on the kids and Mungi can keep track of them to take them to like the city of the dead, but that's like a tall order. They're a lot.
Yeah, no.
I
don't think
maybe
it's
we
worth
need
the
to go.
risk.
Maybe we need to go. We need to leave the city. I think we need to
Okay.
leave.
Okay. Yeah.
Or we like
I
go
mean-
to like Frey's house.
Ooh, Frey probably has a big room that we can do a ritual
We could
in.
probably do it at Frey's house, and it's just around the corner.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Thank you, Darren.
Getting
Thanks,
freaky
Alec.
at praise.
I would also.
He doesn't even use every room
Where's
in his
Rainy
house.
right now? Do we
really
remember
don't.
where Rainy is at the moment?
Raynar's
He's
with
at
my-
home with Elizabeth and Logan.
Yeah. He's probably still watching over them until it's time for them to go to court.
Can we try
They're,
to
like,
see
under-
if Rainy can smuggle the kids to his house?
It's a good idea. Actually, yeah, Raynar would be more than willing, and
Rainy
Mel
and
could
Moogie
message
and all
him
them
if
can
you
go to his
wanted.
house. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Elizabeth can meet them.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, because if we can just get them into like a wagon, and then there's multiple adults to manage the transport of them.
Yeah,
That makes it way easier.
I trust
Okay.
Rainy.
So there's some coordination to get Raynar to the house. Is there anything anybody wants to say to Raynar when he gets there? He can probably get there pretty quick. He's essentially intentionally been on standby for you guys for the last couple of days because he knows that there's a lot happening to like get stuff moving.
Maybe just give him the bullet points of what's happened so far so he's not left out of the loop.
Okay.
I give him a
They-
hug. He
I also
needs a
give him
hug.
a hug.
They don't know what's happened with their parents.
Okay. We can make sure that that continues.
Okay. They're good kids.
You can give them a knife if you want. They can play. They know how to throw them. They're learning how to throw them. You can teach them how to throw them.
Okay.
Watch Elzarina. Reyna, I know that's like a little bit of a giggle, but like she is like a whip. She is.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on her.
Okay.
It's stuck.
All right.
They'll be okay. I got him.
Okay. They do that.
So Moongi will go with him. And the kids are gone.
And we go to Frey's place.
Okay. So the ritual. You get to Frey's place. Tallice, you're setting up magic circle.
Yeah, if the ritual's gonna take, I would basically like just ask like how long it's gonna take for the ritual and time it, because it lasts for 1 hour, but it takes me 1 minute to cast. So I just want to make sure I don't like cast it and then the ritual takes an hour and then we're just sitting there.
So the ritual is just like a ritual with any other spell. It just takes the 11 minutes
11
essentially.
Okay, so then
Um,
I'll wait 10 minutes and then I'll cast it.
Okay.
9 minutes and 59 seconds and then I cast it.
Okay. Sure.
And
So
then
the
the
ritual-
silver is like a little heart around everybody.
All right. So the ritual itself, you know that in this bowl or pot that you guys are using, you need to combine all of the dry ingredients first. So the belladonna, the
Just like-
arsenic,
Just like a cake.
belladonna, the arsenic, the dried or the powdered moth wings. All of that needs to go into the bowl first. And then the blood is next because it is the most plentiful ingredient, and the poison is last because the poison essentially activates the ritual.
Okay,
So
so
you have a quart of Medicai's blood. It can be poured in.
okay. And then my blood?
Well, the blood of a humanoid devoted to Mephistopheles.
We're going with that's me. Mephi, don't.
Plot twist, guys. It's me.
see, here's the thing that Sir's going to say when he like takes out the dagger. He's gonna be like, "Why does everyone do the palm of the hand? I know it's like dramatic, but like then you have to hold things and it's a scar and it's bad. I'm gonna do the back of my forearm."
Okay.
So we're just gonna because there's
And
like we
you
need to
know-
hold things.
That this specifically doesn't need to be a lot of blood. It just needs to be some amount of blood that hits the potion.
Yeah, so yeah. A little slice and then like hold the daggers that it like drips off of it in there.
Okay? Every time you guys add an ingredient, there's kind of this hissing sound, and the potion begins to take this very opalescent sort of color so far. And you need to mix so that the dry ingredients dissolve. And now the poison.
What if I cast to get rid of the poison right before it goes in?
Hold on, wait. People need to cover, like, people need to, like, not inhale this. Yeah, like, no, like, seriously, like, cover your faces. Like, this, you'll start, like... I'm not gonna tell you what will happen, because otherwise some people might not cover their face.
And you know that both poisons need to be added exactly at the same time.
Okay. Nova, you get the belladonna.
The phase spider poison.
The phase spider poison. Belladonna is different. That's dry. Okay. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1, pull.
So you pour the contents of the vials of poison that you both have, and you hear that hissing sound again, and then the potion turns a very onyx black. Almost like a kind of black that absorbs light. It's not a shiny liquid sort of black. And the room begins to darken. There is a sort of smoke that starts to hang in the air. And everybody who is there, who is watching Nova and Sir within this circle, watches there's kind of this deep and sharp exhalation from both of them, and their heads kind of go up towards the ceiling, and Sir's eyes turn black, and Nova's eyes turn completely black. And you are both completely unaware of your surroundings for the time being. In your heads, Nova first.
Oh, fuck.
I've never seen you before. Oh, you're a new one.
What's his name again? God damn it.
Do you have his name?
Kinzos.
Kinzos?
Kinzos.
Is this Kinzos?
Yes, indeed, darling, it is.
Oh no. Oh no.
To what do I owe this pleasure?
Well, we were hoping you had some time to have a small discussion.
We. I see dear old Nate here, but who else is here?
Well, me.
Yes, darling, I see that. But there are other people in the room, are there not?
Yeah, they're friends.
The more the merrier. Now give me just a second. Get out of the drawer.
Do I see him, or am I just hearing a
Nope,
voice?
he's just here. He's just talking.
And it's just black?
Yep, you don't see anything. You're not aware of your surroundings. Give me just a second, darling. I want to check in with my dear old friend here, Nathaniel, Mr. Nate. It has been so long since I've heard from you.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a journey the last couple months.
Indeed you have. Indeed you have. And my, has it been an interesting journey to watch finding yourself after losing your memory. It's all been very, it's almost like a story, isn't it? From a book, a fairy tale almost.
You've been watching me the whole time.
Of course I've been watching you the whole time, it's my job.
And you didn't bloody say anything. You know, I was struggling.
You never reached out to me to ask me any questions, dear Nate.
I lost the damn memories.
Well, you found them now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, here we are.
Yeah, we are.
So, who is the delicious little treat that's sitting next to you here?
Ew, don't refer to her like that. Her name is
I'll
Nova.
refer to her however I want to. Miss Nova, she seems particularly interesting.
Yeah, she's pretty interesting.
Yeah, she's not the only one with a presence in her head now, is she? You've got me here, and she's got somebody in there as well. I can tell. I was in there. I was kind of peeking around. There's only a little bit that I can sort of see, but there's somebody else in there. That's very interesting. You're not the only one.
I suppose not. We need you to do something for us.
Oh, asking favors now. Oh, give me a minute.
Are you putting me on hold?
So everybody else in the room, there's literally, it's like a popping sound, like a pop sound. And very suddenly, there is a man standing in front of Sir and Nova. And he kind of leans forward and he goes, boo, to Nova and Sir, whose eyes back to normal. Very sudden, like blink of the eye, you're brought back to your typical perception, and there's a man in front of you. He is wearing just like a plain white linen shirt that's kind of got a pretty deep V, very flowy sleeves, high-waisted like tan pants, boots, and he's got super like angular jaw, tan skin, very, very bright blue eyes, and close cropped brown hair. It's so good to see you. Very different, actually. I like what he's done with the place. He's gesturing at you.
Thanks.
Much less scrawny than the way you used to be, which is it's a good thing. He turns around to the room. Friends! We have new friends, it seems.
I just need you to know that the magic circle literally just looks like a bunch of little bugs dancing on the ground. I just need that to be said. And there's like little bugs flying around in the air around it. And there's just little ants and they're just dancing on the
He's like
ground.
looking down. I see we took the proper precautions. It's a little disappointing, but I can live with it. Who are you? He says to Tallice.
You can call me Jeff. Yep, it's Jeff. That's me.
Darling, that is not your name, but I will call you whatever you want me to call you.
Yep.
Well, and he like reaches back and like taps Sir on the chest. Introduce me. He looks at Mico. Who's this one? Small.
I look at...
You're muted.
He just kind of like throws his heads up.
His name's Small Paul.
If you say my name is Small Paul, I will probably cut you in half.
His name is Mico.
Mico. And Jeff.
And Jeff.
Well, introduce me to them. Don't be rude.
Mico. Jeff. They are my friends and my companions and everyone. This is Kinzos.
Hi.
That's me. So I've been summoned, which means that you need something from me, because generally you never really summon me to chat as much as I would love you to. So, what are we needing, my dear?
We need someone, you, maybe,
Me?
to go to court and explain that we need to have a contract disputed and it needs to be put on pause.
Why?
Before you get too in a tizzy about it, it's not our contract.
Oh, good. Alright, well, I mean, I don't like dealing with the court, really, so... Do we need to negotiate a contract? I mean,
we don't, but you need to tell them that we need to. Yeah.
whose contract? He's like pointing around the room.
Just
I'm
whoever's...
allergic to demon contracts.
For the cast lanterns.
Between the Castellanters and Asmodeus.
You're negotiating a contract for the Castellanters?
Not them.
Not for them. To break it.
It's the Castellanters' contract, so if you break it, it's benefiting them.
But it
The
doesn't benefit Asmodeus if we break it, which means that it benefits Mephistopheles.
And it doesn't benefit them because their contract isn't fulfilled and they're fucked.
I see.
Yeah, their lives are pretty thoroughly ruined, but we have to make sure it stays that way.
You got a big brain at Kinzos, come on.
What they all said. We're trying to ruin them.
Well, since there's this pesky little circle, can I see the contract we are disputing?
Yeah, someone hold it up.
I have it. Okay.
I'll take it. And he's like pacing.
It's pretty bad.
Clicking his fingernail on his teeth as he's like reading it.
Do you know that I have to stay in our circle to keep this ritual going, or can we, like...
No, you guys
Step
can
out.
wander.
Okay. 'Cause-
The ritual's done.
okay.
He's here.
I'll need to be poked. Don't poke me.
Well, this isn't necessarily a bad contract because it doesn't benefit the Castellanters. There aren't any, like, stipulations if anything is broken, which is a stupid thing. Asmodeus, he wrote this?
We don't think so.
We think he
Probably
got.
not.
We think he got someone else too.
He's generally pretty fastidious about his contract, so I would imagine that this was passed on to an advisor of some kind, which, once you dispute it, is actually going to be... We need to be careful if you're going to dispute this, and I'm going to say, in being careful, maybe let's not dispute it, because if you dispute this, and it is proven, essentially, that one of his legal advisors fucked him over, he's not going to be a happy camper, and when Asmodeus is not a happy camper, the Hells is not a very happy place to be.
Well,
I mean, I don't really think the Hells were a happy place to be to start, were
Yeah,
they?
sounds like a Hell's problem, not ours.
You've never been there, how would you know? The Hells is delightful.
Are you inviting us?
Absolutely, we have parties every day.
Fred, Jeff, please. Oh God, Jeff, please. Look, not disputing it is unfortunately out of the question. So we would
Why?
like it because I said so.
And you're the boss here.
No, that's how it is. We need to do this. We've gone through all this effort already. Sunk cost fallacy and all that.
When did you get to be such a bleeding heart?
Not a bleeding heart, and I thought you were watching, so I thought you'd know.
Ooh.
Okay, so maybe I haven't been watching as much as I've been supposed to have been watching, but we're not going to tell the big boss man.
Oh, wait. So you haven't been doing your job.
I have, just maybe not as much as I'm supposed to have been, which benefits you because you haven't had eyes on you at all times. So maybe let's not bring that up to the big boss man and we both benefit. I won't get in trouble. Your life is not a TV screen on which I'm watching. You don't know what that is. Your life is not a scrying bowl on which I'm watching all the time.
You know,
Watching
that
your
does
ball.
sound like a great idea, which is why I think that you're going to go tell them that we need to dispute this contract, right?
No. No,
Please?
because this is a stupid contract to dispute.
Then what's the problem? Just wipe your hands free of it. Just let them know that it needs to be disputed.
If I go and I let the court know this contract is going to be disputed, that is going to be my name on a form to request that. And when my name is on a form to request that, guess who that gets back to?
Boss.
Boss. Which means that you are going to be in the limelight, and that is something that I'm pretty sure you don't want, right?
Then send some other bastard to do it. We just need it to be known.
There's not a lot of bastards that have the authority to do this.
You don't know a single other bastard?
I know a lot of bastards, just not ones that would give this the time of day.
Fuck, you seem like a pretty smart fellow.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, don't be a fart smeller.
Okay, how about this?
I like that one.
Is there some... How about this? If you can get some other bastard to deal with it, then I'm happy, and if it blows up, then it doesn't have to go back to you, it just screws somebody else over.
My job isn't to keep you happy, though. My job is to get you ready to be presented to the big man.
Wouldn't dealing
Alright.
with Infernal Court be a really great way to sharpen the blade? You know, get him baby's first taste of hell.
That's true, he's never been.
He's never been.
You've never been, and you want Flethagos to be the first place you see?
Trial by fire.
No. Actually, the first place you want to see, actually, is the Wandering Emporium. The Wandering Emporium is delightful. Mahadi, he cooks an amazing meal.
Stay on task, please.
Just for one soul coin. Or some gold. Or a contract or two. Anyway,
If
baby's first taste of hell should not be Flethagos, not the courts. That's
How
just
about-
bureaucracy.
How about I put it into perspective this way? I've been trying to screw over the Castellanters for several months, ever since I lost my memories, and it's only become... I've done it so far. You know who's backing them, so if this doesn't go through, then that person is still backing them, and then they are mad at me.
See, the thing is that they are being backed by Asmodeus, regardless of whether or not there's a contract, because they are devout worshippers of that big man, the biggest man. The way I see it is that if you break this contract, it is only benefiting them. Right? Because their children's souls won't be taken, which is what they've been trying to do this whole time. So if we want to make sure we are doing everything we can to make them, to discredit them in every way, taking their children's souls is exactly the way to do it.
But then the terms of the contract continue, and they will continue to have good fortune, which means that them being in prison will be undone. They will get out of court scot-free, and they will be back to their fortune as they had it, and probably end up killing all of us and your little boy. Because that's what's written in the contract. So really, you have to think about it again. KK, can I call you KK? I'm gonna call you KK. You gotta think long term here, alright? Like, it's yes, in the immediate you could argue that getting their children back is what they want, but in the cosmic scheme of things...
Yeah, it's like Yas in the short term, but it's Slay in the long term, and Slay in the bad way.
Okay, I guess I can see it that way. So you need to stop, put on the contract so it can be disputed. Why
Yes.
do we need to stop? Is the contract up?
It's gonna be up in about 24 hours.
So you are doing everything last minute, which is exactly the last thing you want to do with the bureaucratic nature of the courts of hell.
24 hours on this side?
You
Yeah.
are making my job as difficult as you possibly can.
I mean, maybe I could have done this a little bit faster if someone was, I don't know, watching me and giving me a little bit of insight earlier on.
It is not my fault that you took so long to get your memories back.
If someone had, I don't know, shown up and given me a little bit of a crash course, maybe that could have been done a little faster. I dream! You can't go in a dream!
No!
I don't know.
No,
I
I
don't know what
can't.
you
Well, I
can do.
can. I physically can, but I'm not supposed to with you. Daddy wants you to grow as much as you possibly can, all on your lonesome, so I had to make sure that you were getting everything you needed because it was a decision you made.
Then continue with my good growth, please. And do this.
Would you call this good growth?
I mean, I would hate to think of what I would do to myself otherwise.
Now, what does that mean?
I would just absolutely become shit and worthless.
His mental health is already like hanging by a thread, and if you don't do this, then it's just really going to like be downhill from there.
I'll give this body so many diseases.
Yeah, it'd be really bad.
Waterdeep won't know what hit it.
New body, that's not a threat.
What if we went to like Mega God and just got his soul destroyed or something like that? No offense, sir.
What a weird threat.
I don't know.
I mean, at this point, why shouldn't you?
I've listed all the reasons why I shouldn't.
Jeff over there just disputed all of them.
Yeah.
So come up with more.
Come on,
I don't
KK,
want
you
to.
can do it.
I don't like dealing with the courts. I don't like filling out paperwork. I don't like dealing with the magistrates. I don't like the bureaucracy. I don't want to. Don't make me.
We'll literally just do this. We'll literally just do this entire ritual again, and I'll go to Dad and I'll tell him that you haven't been doing what you're supposed to be doing.
And tell him that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Trying to benefit the Castellantes and getting this contract destroyed.
Alright, that's fine. I'm sure that he'll find something to do with me, but what's gonna happen to you?
Fine.
Thank you! Thank you. Look, I won't even ask you to do anything else.
That's a flat out lie and you know it.
I can't think of anything else that I need you to do.
Right now.
Just think of it, you're just shaking things up a bit. I'm sure it's the most entertaining thing that you've done in a while.
I do plenty of entertaining things.
Hmm.
You're not the only one I'm dealing with.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? What do you mean? You said he's not the only one that you're dealing with like that. What does that mean?
I am charged with keeping track of more than just him. I think it's pretty clear.
But in like what sense? Like in more little babies like him? Or like just people
Well, not the
in general?
vessel of Mephistopheles by any means. He's like the top tier of all of the little babies, as you put it. But yeah, there are people that are important to Mephistopheles for one reason or another, and they are my charges.
Okay. Well, you've already said that you're going to do what we asked you to do.
Yeah.
And you're going to keep your word.
Yeah,
I
pinky
have
promise.
to.
Exactly.
Pinky promise. I have to. He's requesting it.
Okay. Wait, well, you're gonna just do it the entire time then? You've just thrown a
I have
hissy
to do
fit?
it always. Of course I'm just throwing a hissy fit. You asked me to do something, I have to do it for you, essentially.
Alright,
kind of,
well, if you...
Under certain restrictions, obviously, if you ask me to do something stupid, I can bring it to Mephistopheles and he can go,
Alright.
no, you don't have to do
Well,
that, and it's fine.
If you keep throwing the hissy fits, I'm going to keep doing this ritual, keep calling you here, and eventually you're gonna get off a schedule.
Can I go? I have some court papers to file.
Yeah!
Would you like
course.
something to read for when you're done?
Oh, what kind of reading?
Well, pick a number 1 through 4.
Oh no.
3.
Okay, I hand him I cucked my husband with a black dragon.
I love this one.
Oh, you've read it? Then don't take
Yeah,
that
I've read
one.
it before. Of course I've read it before. Who hasn't read it?
What about these ones? And I show him Shlongus the Warlock, the Chalice of Desire, and the Transmorning one. Did you read these?
I'm gonna take Shlongus.
Okay, there you go. That one's
Do you have a way to tell me that this is done and how long we have with this?
Yes, I do.
Alright. Hey, look. Despite it all, I remember you being a really funny guy and you held up to it.
Glad I could oblige. Could you release me now?
How do we do that?
You have got to be kidding me.
I am not.
Does no one remember how?
I can do this now, and I summon my sword, and I got a duck. Do you know him?
No. Do you think that all devils know each other?
You should.
I thought that all devils that knew me knew each other.
No, I don't know this one.
Huh.
Why are you doing that?
He likes it. What?
Could you just neutralize the potions so that I can be on my way?
Sure. How do I? Yeah. Okay.
I can neutralize the potions. Wait, is that gonna like destroy like the circle, and then you're gonna come out and like murder all of us?
Only if you
Do you want
cast.
to find out?
Just don't do it at the circle. Do it at the thing inside. Do it at the bowl, Mico.
Yeah, just a bowl.
I do kind of want to find out.
That would be kind of funny.
Guys!
Yeah, like, what if we just let him out for like 10 minutes and then we neutralize the
I'll be
bowl?
good, I promise.
Literally hearing a devil from the hell say I'll be good is...
But like, look at him.
That sounds like a. It sounds like a reverse kink thing. Like, I'll be good. I promise. Oh my god. I'd neutralize the.
Could you both please?
Alright, I'm gonna be on my way. I will let you know. It should take... I don't know how long it's gonna take. You don't know how these bureaucracy things work. It's waiting in lines. It's
As long as it's under 24 hours here.
I can't guarantee, but
Well, you gotta...
You have to. He's
Again.
asking you to. Okay, thanks,
Okay, bye.
I can't control.
Kisses! Oh, the spell, it's ending, you're breaking up!
And he's gone. He like it's like literally like and then he's gone. And it's
Come
literally
on.
I really like him. I think next time we should
I
not
remember
put the
liking him
circle.
too, yeah.
That is the issue, because they are likable. That's the problem.
Next time we should not put the circle up and just like see what happens.
I think that we should...
Maybe if the kids aren't here.
Do you think that?
Why are you also okay with it, Nova?
Because I remember what he's like, and he's a lot of fun.
Do you think that praying to like and being like I'll be good and I'll like make up for my like sinful life and stuff? Do you think that's like actually like a thing? You know, like how people are like I'm a bad boy.
Yeah, I think it is.
In hell, I think it is. It has to be because they're all evil.
Yeah.
You could probably get a lot of things by working in Hell, Mico, and like spanking them or something. Yeah,
And we know, out of
spanked by an
off
angel.
topic, we know that there's different types of evils, right? Like, that's why there's a war.
Yeah, but I mean, remember these are the ones that deal in people's eternal souls as currency.
What are the
There's like another evil, like better or worse than that. You know, like
I mean, isn't the other one just kind of like, ooh, I like killing stuff and not really like much else?
maybe?
Yeah.
So? That's demons, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Demons
know.
are more chaotic than devils
Okay.
are. Devils are very
Yeah.
lawful.
That's what it is.
You can make a deal with the devil. You get eaten by a demon.
Yeah.
Eaten by a demon.
That could be kind of fun too, though.
All right. Well, you know what? How about we plan our hellcation after we finish this?
Next time we need to ask some sort of like powerful entity for like a favor.
Am I like a celebrity down there? Sorry. Yes, the next time we what?
Next time we need to ask like a powerful entity for a favor, which probably make it seem like we don't need it as bad as we do, because the more that you want it and the more you say please, the more they're inclined to ask for it in return.
Well, apparently he had to do pretty much what I asked him to do anyway, and he was just making a stink
But
about
not
it.
all
I think
of them
that's just
have
him.
to. That's just him, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just him.
Yeah. I don't know. we've been pretty good about getting what we want in the grand scheme of things. There's a lot of people that say we can't have what we want and then we get it.
That's what Spite does.
Yeah, that's what Spite does. But so yeah, am I like a celebrity down there?
Probably.
Do I like get into all the like hell clubs?
Well, here's the thing. You're probably a celebrity on a certain level, but you might be like most wanted on other levels.
I don't think we should hang around there long enough to find out.
No.
Speaking of which, what do we need to do next if this is getting delayed?
We have to figure out how long we kind of have to wait and see how long the delay is,
Well,
and then
we could move to get the tuning fork now while we wait, so we have
We
it
could.
already.
we could. I think Mel is absolutely tapped out of teleportation.
For today.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Mel was there the whole time.
He
He's been watching.
was. He
He's been
sure
watching.
was.
What is he? It's too. I was too engrossed in the hot devil man to be.
Yeah, can I get a vibe check from Mel? I know, I'm probably not gonna be able to do it.
I'm not even going to make you roll for a vibe check from Mel. He's very much of the mindset that if something new is happening around him, he wants to observe it to get every piece of information about it that he possibly can. He's very good at people watching. He's very good at observing. He's very good at getting details from something that other details that somebody else might not get from a situation. So he was observing very intently, but in an interested way.
Okay.
Simply for the act of having knowledge
Yeah.
is kind of how he
Sense.
operates.
Let's
Okay.
get drunk.
All right. Is there anything anybody else wants to do before we end for the evening?
Nova. He said that there was something inside of you.
What?
Yeah, Bingy.
Stop!
No,
No.
like in your mind.
You mean like the pole?
He said it like there was a conscious thing in there when he looked around inside, so to speak.
I guess that kind of makes sense.
Is that a cleric thing?
I don't know. Does this ring a bell for Nova at all?
I mean,
No?
I know it's kind of like a redundant question, probably one you've asked yourself a lot, but Nova, what are you?
What do you mean?
The way that he said it didn't feel to me like galore or something that's taking up a temporary residence. Are you? I mean, you can do a lot of really interesting things, and then there's also other things that you can't do. Are you? Human?
Yeah? As far as I know.
Okay.
Aged like a human?
He just... It was the way that he teased about it. I don't know. He's a devil. He's probably just...
I mean... I woke up different and I got the pulse, and I know that's not normal, I guess, for most humans, but I know that some kids are born with weird magic, so I just assumed it was something like that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, but...
But
Yeah,
if
that's-
there's something... Do you think he's lying?
To me, No.
And it's in my head?
Sort of. Just sort of in general.
I mean, that would be pretty cool if the tattoos were alive somehow.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's the first I've heard of it. Like I said, it's a pull. I have strange magic.
Well, sorry I brought it up.
No, I think
I didn't want to make you feel weird. I mean, look at me.
I've already gone through that phase of feeling weird. So.
Okay. Well, sorry, yeah, getting drunk.
Yes.
I think that we should drink all of Frey's alcohol for once.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So we're
His
here.
house. Yeah.
Yeah. Frey, where do you keep the booze?
Alright, we will end it there.
Yay.
GG.
Goddamn.
Okay, anybody have any closing remarks?
Don't forget to check out Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games, and thank you to them for their support. Thank you to Adrian Munziegler as well as Suncraft. Please check out our other games. Please join our Discord. Follow us on Twitter. Check out our YouTube. We love you.
Vibes.
Okay. When you're attempting to summon, for all intents and purposes, just a dude from the hells, make sure you roll your proficiency bonus.
Oh, yeah. Alright, GG babies. Love you, bye. 2 weeks, love you, bye.